Quick Play is the main addition in today's Laser update. We'll start by explaining exactly what this is, then why it exists. And the lead developer of OS, Peppy, is here to help with that.
It's a hard one to summarize, isn't it, at this level? As you get into Quick Play, you'll be presented with a bit of a visualization. It's like a cloud of users queuing for the system. We're hoping that the queuing process is quite fast. If it takes too long, you can background that process by hitting the queue in background button. And after you get in a match, you're going to be presented with basically an ongoing timeline of how things are going to play out. During the whole Quick Play screen progress, your avatar is going to be displayed somewhere, and right now you can make your avatar jump by hitting the spacebar. We're hoping to add some more interactions like this and giving the system a bit of life that the game doesn't have in other places, something different to what you're used to. Next step is you're going to be selecting a beat map. The beat map selection and a lot of the Quick Play system actually draws inspiration from Mario Kart, including some of the sound design as well. Hey Negodex, what particular things were inspired by Mario Kart?
Try to add some more quirky sounds into it that may not match the rest of Laser, but kind of have like a more playful nature. Very specifically the roulette, very noticeable to anyone that's played Mario Kart.
After you choose a beat map, it will randomize your selection, and the random beat map that has won the process will be what you play. And yeah, that repeats 5 times over. At the end of the whole session, you will hit a result screen. That result screen is going to give you a bit of a summary of the match, what score you got, your accuracy, and other stats compared to the other users, like from an aggregate perspective. But also there's this area awards, something we hope to build on, which is tidbits of information. I think we have about 8 to 10 of those right now, but we're going to add a lot more. We've got plenty of ideas of what can go in that section. And that's pretty much all there is to it.
Peppy is the lead developer of OS, but most of Quick Play's conceptualization and implementation actually came from a different OS developer, Smoogiepoo. So I asked him what was your objective when designing Quick Play.
I mean, it was always envisioned as a casual system, a pool of beat maps similar to an arcade, like a rhythm game arcade, that was curated for you, but still casual. I discussed it further with Tom. That's where the whole idea of having more players in the lobby started to actually become a thing. We were discussing how to rank players against each other to make it a little bit more of a competitive thing. And how many beat maps should we have? Thinking 50 beat maps, he was thinking 100 beat maps, but still a very limited selection. And then over time it evolved into this more of a Mario Kart-ish idea, taking kind of all of those ideas and putting them together. And that's basically the entire history of the system.
So I know that behind the curtain, there's some ELO style rating for every player that makes it so they can match with people who are similarly rated. None of that is actually visible to the player though, right?
Yeah, I would say that. At least for the time being. We have quite a lot of ranking systems right now, hey? Daily challenge, PP, we have the score leaderboard. I'm a little bit concerned about adding too much. One of my inspirations is Apex Legends. And they have sort of 2 systems. They have a hidden MMR system, which does the matchmaking part of things. And then they have more user-facing, tiering rank system. I never envisioned displaying ELO in its raw state to the user. I would rather do something more like Apex Legends that has a tiering system. And I definitely want to involve the community in this. It's our first foray into matchmaking or Quick Play. And I don't know exactly what we're looking for. I hope we can find a middle ground that is fun, but still fulfilling for people.
None of that tiered ranking stuff is in the game yet, so as Smoogie said at the beginning of this, Quick Play is purely a casual thing for now. As that progresses, however,
my personal hopes for this system is to give people something more than just PP as a competitive outlet. When I say that, that is my overall view for the game, not just Quick Play. Whether Quick Play fulfills that role or not is to be decided by the players. But if it doesn't, then I hope to keep pushing out new changes such that PP can maybe take a back seat or take a passenger seat to something new, just to keep things, interesting in the game.
Funny to say that when this update also has a big PP rebalance in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not going to just drop PP. There's no way we're going to just get 100% of users or even 50% to move away from the current systems. So that's going to continue to be supported, and I guess you could say that the fact we're doing the PP updates this release is a testament to the fact we're not going to completely drop it or anything.
The biggest thing you'll notice from that PP rebalance is how every map's star rating is slightly different than before. Star rating and PP are closely tied together, so this should be expected, but this specific update makes star rating even more connected to PP in 3 ways. Adding hidden increases star rating, changing the overall difficulty setting affects star rating, and changing approach rate affects star rating. The star rating changes don't actually impact PP though, because PP was already being calculated with these factors. This update just makes star rating reflect that. Other details of this PP rebalance are fully explained in a news post on OSU's front page, so read that if you're interested. And while you're on the OSU website, you can see some new features that have been added in the last few weeks, like the percentage of players who have achieved medals.
It's an interesting one to view because a lot of those numbers are very low. Like we're showing percentages to 3 decimal points right now. So Flight came up with these different tiers of how rare medals are, and so that helps alongside the percentage, which is quite hard to understand on its own.
There's also a view group history button on pages like this, basically logging all activity within a group. There's a minimum threshold for displaying user tags on maps. Previously just 1 vote would be enough, but now 5 are needed. And the thing I'm personally most excited about, maps have version history.
For the longest time, mappers have been asking for a way to access old versions of their bitmaps. We've already been storing files in the file store since earlier this year, I think back in January or February. So for any map which has been uploaded via Laser since that point in time, there should already be full history for it. Speaking of the web changes, I did a tweet asking people what they wanted to see on web next. We'll use that to decide next up tasks.
That's where the see more button under popular maps came from, right? Showing like the most favorited maps in the last month?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's definitely worth mentioning, that one.
While a lot of development time has been focused on quick play recently, a few smaller changes in other areas of Laser have made it into this update. Like when hitting the quick retry button, hit sounds previously wouldn't fade out. That was pretty weird, so now hit sounds fade out just like the song. You can also see your accuracy while paused. When spectating someone, this leaderboard is now visible. In Mania skin configs, there was a setting called width for note height scale that wasn't being applied before, causing some skins to look broken. Now it works as you'd expect. Over in the editor, you can now snap slider anchors to slider ends, or corners on slider bodies. And a bug where sliders would be incorrectly detected as perfectly horizontal or vertical has been fixed, which affects this drag to scale box. That same box now rotates multiple objects in the skin editor more correctly, and a small misalignment was realigned. Hooray. There's a lot more song select changes in this update than I was expecting. Is there like a reason for that?
Spaceman has made it his focus to go through basically all the issues that have been reported since we implemented Song Select V2 and fix them all. So if you had issues with V2, fingers crossed that it has now been fixed.
These song select changes are pretty straightforward, so here are some before and after views. Rank achieved grouping has colors. Ranked status grouping has colors too. Group panels stay closed when changing filters. Temporarily loading the wrong leaderboard on a map is no longer a thing. This text box will start scrolling if it's too long. Grouping by favorites was added. Deleting a map now selects the closest one instead of something random. And one more, a map can be played by pressing enter even if it's filtered out. Let me put my phone down. I saw in the changelog for Tachyon, there was this new Wasapi audio latency thing. What does that even mean?
Yeah, so this is building on something which I attempted 2 years ago. I actually pushed out a change which was supposed to reduce audio latency across the board, and I was really excited about it and everything was ready to go. I pushed it out and immediately got users complaining about audio corruption and no actual discernible improvements. So we pretty much pulled that build immediately. This is the second attempt. A community contributor, Last Exceed, jumped in, found out that changing a single line would fix all the issues that were originally present with this fix. We brought that in, and this time it's behind a checkbox in settings, use experimental audio, I think it's called. You will most likely see a pretty huge improvement to your audio playback latency. What that means to the average player is that hit sounds will be played back sooner in time with your clicks. When you turn this on, you will see a message in settings that you will need to adjust your global offset. That's because we haven't made any internal adjustments to it. So generally minus 30 milliseconds is what you're going to be adjusting. It's a toggle and it's off by default for now. I think in the future we'll probably switch it to on by default if everything goes well.
Will you also, if doing that, adjust everyone's universal offset?
Yeah, we will. I was very tempted to do it this time around, but because it's behind a checkbox and there's enough messaging to the user, we'll probably just get people to adjust it themselves this time and then get people to either manually report that back to us or automatically report it back and then take the average.
Okay, we'll see how this goes.
Fingers crossed.
Cool sound effect.